So Arum shoots down this idea that Wilder revealed the step aside money. Look, this is a much more complicated situation than people really want to give it credit for. I think some people want to say, well, it's just simple. You know, Deontay Wilder should just take a step aside money because he's not going to beat Tyson Fury. And, you know, why go through it again and possibly get embarrassed again? Just take the money and just kind of let AJ and Tyson Fury battle it out. Let's look at this from kind of a few more angles than just that. You have, you know, Shelly Finkel and you have Al Heyman looking at this, and they sure as hell do not want to give up an opportunity for a WBC belt, especially the heavyweight class. They don't want to give that belt away. They don't want to just say, yeah, go ahead, we're going to take some money, regardless of what they're going to pay, you know, Wilder. I think it's 40% to whoever lost the second fight for the third fight. That's still going to be more money than what was rumored. I think it was like $10 million. Yeah, you're going to make more money than $10 million off the third fight. On top of that, you know, if you're someone like a Deontay Wilder, why would you not go for the belt? Because the truth of the matter is, you're not going to beat Fury with skills. You're not going to beat him with head movement. You're not going to beat him by breaking him down. You're going to win by one punch, and that's it. You only need that one punch. And if you can land that one punch, you can be champion again. So why wouldn't you roll the dice and go for it? I just don't see why you wouldn't. On the other side of things, from Bob Arum's standpoint, he wants to have the fight between, you know, Wilder and Fury happen, because in his mind, the way it's going to work is, I don't think this is going to happen, but Bob Arum thinks that Pulev is going to beat Anthony Joshua. He really believes that. If Pulev beats Joshua and takes those belts away, which I think they also have a clause for a rematch for that, which, you know, if Pulev takes the belts away from Joshua, right? Now Bob Arum has Fury and he has Pulev, and he can pair them together for a unification. Makes it really simple from his standpoint. Why would you end up taking, you know, Tyson Fury and trying to pit him up against Anthony Joshua if you honestly think that Pulev is going to beat AJ? Now, I don't think that's going to happen, and I'm sure many of you don't think that's going to happen either. But if you're Bob Arum, it's kind of nice, because then you don't have to negotiate against Eddie Hearns for deals and contracts. You have Pulev, you have Fury, you can make the fight any way you want. It's simple. And if you're Eddie Hearns, you just want the Fury fight desperately. You probably will pay step aside money for, you know, Wilder to step aside for the fight. The problem is that you have to then look at how much are you going to pay him. If you're going to pay him $30 million to step aside, where are you going to get that money from? Are you going to get it? Are you going to have this fight in like Saudi Arabia and then utilize some of that capital that you make from that fight or from that location to then have the fight with AJ and Fury? Or do you just simply let them have the trilogy, let them have the third fight? If Fury wins, which he should win, then it's a great build up for AJ and, you know, Fury. It builds up even more, and you get to keep that money rather than paying step aside money like that to Wilder. You're never going to want to pay that kind of capital to Wilder to begin with. So, you know, why do that if you don't have to?